Now, I know on our channel we talk a lot about strength and stability, and it's so important to get your body ready to meet the day, let alone try to get some exercise in every day. But we want to make sure that we're also accounting for mobility to make sure things are moving well and able to move well. And so that's why today I have for you a fully standing, dynamic stretching routine. That means we're going to stretch a little bit, we're going to move a little bit, we're going to get all of your joints and muscle groups warmed up, get the blood flowing. We're going to start with the hands and move all the way down to the feet. So let's get started. We'll start out by opening up the fingers nice and wide, so really wide with the fingers, and then just fold them in one at a time. Really feel that stretch. Open up from the thumb, back and forth here, in and out. We're going to do 4 to 6 for each exercise, each movement. But I recommend, if you have a little more time, to do probably 8 to 10 of each one. All right, so we got the fingers opened up and warmed up. We're going to move on to the wrists. So just a nice loose fist, and nothing real tight. So you're just going to make nice circles. Really focus on the wrists. Don't move those elbows or the shoulders too much yet. And make sure you're relaxing in your shoulders and your neck. Take it nice and broad and slow with the wrists. Other direction. Open it up. Remember, we're just opening the joints, nothing too crazy. There should never be any pain, especially you might have a little discomfort to start out with sometimes, but as long as it passes, you're all right. Otherwise, we're erring on the side of comfort with all of this, okay? All right, so we got the fingers, we got the wrists. Now we're moving on to the elbows. So we're just going to bring one elbow in, just touch the shoulder, bring it back out. One elbow in, touch the shoulder, bring it back out. Nice and easy. Again, relaxing in the shoulders, upper shoulders and neck. We'll get to those. We'll get to those. Don't you worry. But for now, just let them be open and relaxed. All right. So we're just going to bring the elbows out parallel now. So we're going to a little bit more of the elbows. I like this one. It's kind of a fun one. I'd call it the scarecrow. So we're just going to let them drop in and back up. Nice pace. Again, 4 to 6 right now. You can do 8 to 10 when you have time. Nice pace. Scarecrow them out there. Let me show you the side. Good. All right. Nice and warmed up. We're bringing the shoulders now. So we're going to start with the shoulder blades. So we want to focus on movement of the shoulder blades here. So we're just going to bring the shoulders forward, up, and back, moving the shoulder blades. Relaxing the neck. Make sure their neck and the jaw are relaxed for this one. Really focusing on the movement of the shoulder blades. Straight from the side. And we'll go the other direction. So back and up and forward. Back and up and forward. So we're just removing the shoulder blades. Everything else, it's pretty relaxed. All right. So we're going to go to the neck now. We're going to incorporate the jaw, because a lot of times when we get into our day, we get that jaw locked up and it goes down into the neck. And that's a lot of where a lot of neck discomfort, a lot of neck stiffness comes from, is that locked up jaw. And so we're just going to start out just turning to the side. Open the jaw wide. Turn to the other side. Open the jaw wide. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Open wide. One more each side. And then just let the weight of your head come down. Back. Keep your jaw lightly closed, so not clenched, but lightly closed here, so you get a nice stretch through the front. And just weight down, head weight down, head weight back, nice and easy, nice and slow and broad. Make sure you're moving intentionally, moving slowly. especially with the neck. It can get really stiff. Those cervical vertebrae can get kind of crunched up in there, and if you move them too fast, you can get a little bit of a tweak. So make sure you're going nice and easy and slow. Feels good already. All right, so we're going to do a little bit more for the shoulders. We're going to do a little bit of a swing of the arm. So you're going to swing that arm forward. It's going to come up to your chest. You're going to swing it to the other arm to the back, and it's going to come about to the small of your back. Just a nice steady rhythm. You can move the hips just enough to get those shoulders moving. And this is going to help, again, kind of open up that space right here in the front of the shoulder. You should start to, as you get moving and it gets warmed up, gets loosened up, you'll feel it in the rib cage. And then we're going to add a breath to it. So we're going to count with the breath. I'm going to do 2 big breaths here. And those breaths I want to come up into the rib cage all the way up to your clavicle. So 1 breath. Nice and slow. Keep that rhythm. Hold that breath. Let it out slow. Full out. Full in. And full out. And as you get into that deep breath, you should feel it even more into that rib cage. All right. So typically, there we did 2 breaths. Typically, you do 4 to 5. Nice deep breaths is how you would count that one. All right, I'm gonna go more rotations here. This time it's in that middle back. So you're twisting through that middle back, and the mid back is where you're gonna feel that stiffness with this rotation. But eventually, you'll be able to feel that rotation from the neck all the way down to the lower back. And again, we're gonna incorporate some breaths here. So when you have time, 3 to 5. Today we're just gonna do 2. Here we go. Hold, rotate, let it out. Deep breath, keep that rotational rhythm, let the head follow around. And let it out. And focusing on that breath really kind of lets the stress out, connects you to your diaphragm, opens up that rib cage where we tend to really hold that tension. That tension really gets locked in the rib cage. And that's a lot of times shoulder discomfort, even kind of mid to low back discomfort. It's because that rib cage is locked up, and those rotations are going to help a lot with that. There's another rotation for you. So this one's going down to the hips. So we've worked our way down to the hips. And so you're just going to rotate at the hips. We want to make sure that you put your hands kind of at the hip joint, because that's where you want the action to happen. So not so much at the waist, at the top of the pelvis, but at the hip joint. So go ahead and put your hands at your hip joints and make sure that you're kind of hula hooping from there. Imagine you've got a hula hoop and you're going really slow. Really good at that hula hoop, so you can go really slow. You don't have to go crazy. And rotate back. Other direction. So see how we're just coming forward a little bit in the front, swinging that butt back. And when you come forward, and again, make sure you're straight back. You're not pushing a lot into that low back. That's not the purpose here. The purpose really is to open up the hip joints and get that a little bit of lateral movement. Start that lateral movement there. All right. We're going to continue our rotations. We're going to go rotate down in the knees. So you're just going to put your hands right on top of your knees and just going to rotate. So you're rotating at the knees. So it's like the lower leg is rotating. So it's almost like that scarecrow that we did with the elbows. And we're just doing it with the knees. So just rotate. And I'll show you here just a little bend in the knee and just rotating those knees around. Keep a nice steady breath. Don't hold your breath. You might be warming up here, and that's good. That's what we're doing here. We're warming up the joints, warming up the muscles, getting the blood flowing into all the crevices and corners And that's how things happen. That's how healing happens, and that's how recovery happens, and that's how you get through your day. All right, we're gonna do a little side to side. So we'd start out wherever you are. And so if you can't get open that well, or if you have limited space to open up, you can just open up to where you can. You can even step out a little bit, do a little bit of a movement here. Otherwise, really open it up and just drop to the side. Kick that booty back. Let that booty come back. Bend at the knee. Try not to go past your toe, and then just go side to side. Start out that way, and then when you kind of feel warmed up, you can reach to the other foot. So once you're able to reach to the other foot, or you're kind of in that space where you feel like you're starting to get a nice stretch, then start your count. But you really want to open up this inner thigh. Again, this is in one of those spots that doesn't get opened, it doesn't get a lot of attention. It holds a lot of tension, a lot of stress, and can lead to some kind of chronic low back issues if it's not addressed. All right, so we've opened up the inner. We're going to get back to the hip joint. We're going to work on those hip rotators. So you're just going to put your toe on the ground, work that hip out, rotate that hip out, that knee out, I'm sorry, and then rotate it in just a little bit. It won't come in very much. Just in to where you feel a little stretch through here, and then out. You might feel a little stretch through the front even. These hip rotators can tend to lock up and hold that joint. So you want to open those up as well. Again, these are some small muscles that don't get a lot of attention, but they do a lot of work. All right, other side. Remember, you're doing 6 to 8 or 8 to 10. I'm doing about 4 to 6 here, roughly. Talking through it. All right. Now, everybody's favorite, the hamstrings. Everybody loves to stretch the hamstrings, right? So we're going to start out just doing a forward fold. Make sure again you're not folding at the waist. You're kicking your booty back. You're going down to where you start to feel a nice stretch, and then we're going to come back up. Remember, this is dynamic. We're not doing any big long hold stretches. Nice breathing, and while you do it, end up. Nice and slow. When you're coming up, activate your glutes. The hamstrings will activate, so you're stretching and warming them up all at the same time. Nice and easy. Again, this is not fast. We're focusing on slow. We're focusing on comfort. You should never have any pain there. If you have any discomfort in the low back, then you want to go less in that movement, okay? Or really focus in on moving at the hips. All right, so one more, focusing on that hamstring. And this is going to help you get more of a stretch all the way down to the heel. So you're going to put your toe out in front, or I'm sorry, your heel out in front of your toe. Okay, so your heel out in front of your toe. And then you're going to bring your hand, well, actually, we're not going to do the hand. So sometimes you can do the hand. If you're not ready to be very dynamic with this one, if you just need to kind of start out, you put your hand on the knee and just go in and come out. Go in, and you'll feel that stretch from your hamstring all the way down to your heel. I guarantee it. In and out. If you're ready to be a little more dynamic with it, you can bring your arms into it and switch sides. Here, and then switch sides. Show you from the front. Tap that heel, and your arms up and around. Each side, 8 to 10 times. Move 4 to 6. Feeling it all the way down to the heel. This is one of my favorites. Really opens things up. And again, if you don't feel like you can be that dynamic, or you're having trouble keeping your balance, find your balance, put your hand on that bent knee, and just come in, come out. Feel the stretch, and then come out. Okay, we've made our way all the way down to the ankles. So the last thing we're going to do then is find your balance. A good way to find the balance is to activate the abdomen upward, Bring that tailbone down and just lift that leg if you can. If you need to prop yourself up on something for right now, that's totally fine. Otherwise, hit that balance point and then just rotate that ankle. So it's like you're making big circles with your toe. And the other way. Nice job. Almost there. We're almost done. Other side. Now, for some of you, if you're just kind of getting back to exercise, or if you're really just getting into exercise, you haven't done much exercise up to this, this might feel like it's enough. It's a lot of movement. It's a lot of activation of all your muscle areas, opening of the joints. If they've been stiff, you're going to feel that. And so if this is enough for you to get started, then that's okay. Do this consistently for a week, 2 weeks, but do it every day. And then pretty soon you'll feel like, oh, I feel really good coming out of that. I'm ready to do more. And that's really what this progressive journey is about. And that's the way we like to help you normalize healthy living. And that's really how you normalize healthy living, is by starting at the start, starting from where you're at and honoring that, and just doing what you can every day, showing up and doing what's right for you each day. So I hope this is helpful for you. Hope this gets your day off to a good start, or maybe a good ending there when you come out of the office. You're going into some exercise, or you just need to shake out the stress of the day. This is great for any of that, any time of the day. If you got a limited time and you need to pull a few of your favorites out of this, just to get your side to side and your rotational motion in during the day, that's great. You don't have to do it all. But if you can come and spend 10 minutes and get it done, then get it done. Anyway, I hope this is helpful for you. Let us know in the comments if you had any trouble with any of this. Let us know how you would like to see us build upon these things, so we can make sure that we're serving you in the way that is appropriate for you, and the way that is going to help you forward on your vision, to realize your vision of health and well-being. And if there's anybody in your life that you are that you've been talking with about health and healthy living, that needs some resources and needs a little guidance, and you need a little help to give them that guidance, then definitely feel free to share these videos with them. We're here for that, and that's exactly what we're here for. We're here for you, to normalize healthy living for you. And part of normalizing healthy living for yourself is by talking about health and healthy living with other people, and then more people around you living in a healthy way, in a health-oriented way, will make just that feel more comfortable, help you feel more confident, really committing to a healthy lifestyle. All right, that's it for now. More to come. For now, many blessings. We'll talk again soon.